Bull City, stand up. The 919 has talent, and now it's time to prove it. The First and Goal 365 Showcase is coming to Riverside High School on June 27th. And this is not just another camp. This is where you get tested, get evaluated, and get verified. No politics, just opportunity. Parents, we got you too. We're bringing a free parent recruiting seminar to help families understand the process, ask the right questions, and get real information about what it takes to move from high school football to the next level. And yes, college coaches will be in attendance. Early bird registration is only $99, but it goes up to $125 at the door. So don't wait until it's too late. If you're a player in Durham, Raleigh, the Triangle, or anywhere in North Carolina trying to get seen, this is your moment. The Bull City Classic presents the First and Goal 365 Showcase.
All right, now we live. Sounds good. Everybody should be good. Had to call little sis to get me right. So if you're watching now, and you tapped in, it took us a minute because I was being stubborn. I was trying to be coach.
Little minor technical difficulties.
I should have just called my sister from the gate. Like, that's the biggest issue. Try to have that pride. But what's up? For everybody who's just tuning in for the first time, I am your man, Coach Block, owner of First and Goal 365. And some of the things that we have done the First and Goal 365 Showcase back in 2022 in Durham. And I am also the proprietor of the Bull City Classic. Last year, we ran that in Durham. We're going to run it back again in Durham. It's going to be a thing as long as we are welcome to continue to have it in Durham. So we've also grown. So if you go to firstandgoal365.com, you can see how much we've grown. We actually have 2 sessions now. We have a morning session and we have an evening session. So that is great. And we continue to appreciate all those who support. So today, what we're going to be talking about is the camp. I'll get into a little bit of that a little bit later. But number one thing we want to discuss is coaches. Who's in your camp? What is special about your camp, Coach Block? And who's teaching these kids? I do believe that my experience as a regional director for a lot of camps and clinics and all that good stuff, sometimes you got good coaches, sometimes you don't. And I always want to make sure we always have great coaches who are going to be instructing the student athletes with some collegiate experience, professional experience, and then also currently in the game as a coach. And today's guest has all 3 of those. So I got Coach Reg with me today. How you doing, man?
Doing good, man.
Hey, man, I appreciate your patience, bro.
Oh, man. Even kill, man. Try to start at my quarterback.
I can tell. You got to be a quarterback with even kill.
Yep.
So what we were discussing before we got ready to get, the echo and all that stuff up out of here was quarterback play, what we see from youth, what we see from high school, how we can fix what we see. What are some of the things that are damaging quarterbacks at this current time? 7-on-7 climate. So we're just going to sit back and have some conversation on just what it's like out here as a quarterback. And I figured we start with the quarterbacks because the light is always on y'all. If you win, it's the quarterback's glory. If you lose, it's the quarterback's fault.
That is true.
So no better than to start with the quarterbacks with this process. So tell us, Coach, tell us a little bit about yourself, the journey, how you even got to where you're at now, and how you fell in love with coaching, your playing days. Tell us a little bit all that. So just hit reset and just go through it again.
Gotcha.
Yes, sir.
So as far as coaching, it started from me loving the game, playing it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I played it all through my youth, played in high school, played in college, got professional offers, just didn't take that route, right?
Okay.
Then shortly after, I got into coaching.
Okay.
So took a break and then got right back into it when I got into the area.
Mm-hmm.
So shout out to 919 Elite. They they extended the offer to branch out into 7-on.
Mm-hmm.
And then I coached at Southern Durham last year.
Mm-hmm.
And then now I'm at Middle Creek High, right? Out in Apex.
Okay.
That's a little bit of story on the little fast track on how I got to this point.
You went really fast. I'm about to back you up, though. But you made some good stops in college as a college player that I do think you should announce like that. that adds even more validity to the work that you do.
No, definitely. Again, passion grows from my experience, right?
Mhm.
So in college, I went to Georgia Military, JUCO out in Georgia, right? Then I took a preferred walk-on opportunity to University of Louisville. Where I was under Petrino, who's here now, and Coach Strong. It was the same time that Coach Strong left. Was there, learned with Teddy Bridgewater. Lamar wasn't there. He came the year after.
Okay.
But quarterback coach McGee, he was there at the same time too.
Okay.
Then I ended up finishing my career at Winston-Salem State. Go Rams.
Yeah.
And then again, shortly after I got into coaching, my coaching career started in Butler, in Augusta, Georgia. So and then I took a break, and then again started ramped back up at Southern Durham, right here in Durham. And and then now I'm at Middle Creek High. Yep.
So then now coaching, it's a passion, but talk to me a little bit about what you're seeing as a running back, a former running back. I know people are running back. You like a lineman. Yeah, a long time ago I was a running back, but as a running back, I cringe sometimes when I see some of the bad habits, when I see things that aren't being corrected from the youth all the way up. It becomes a bit of an issue. What you smiling about? Somebody?
Nah, we good on the sound.
I'm paranoid now.
They told me we good on the sound.
Okay, cool. I was about to say I'm paranoid now, but now tell me some of the things that you see that when we're talking about quarterback play, that just makes you cringe because you've gotten the opportunity to be on the highest level.
Yeah.
You've been where these students aspire to be.
Yeah, definitely.
And so then now you're looking at it like, this ain't gonna cut it. So what are some things that you're seeing that is like the culture of quarterback? Has it changed? How has it progressed?
Yeah, man. But the way that I attack it, same way that I was saying about earlier, even kill, right? So I look at it as an opportunity. So it's not something that I necessarily cringe at. It's just like, ooh, that's an area that we need to grow in. Yeah. Right. So fundamentals, like you expound on fundamentals, you start, that's the base level.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of times building on the fundamentals that I see, like, okay, proper mechanics, delivering the ball, distributing the ball.
Yeah.
We got a plethora of great athletes in the area, right? So natural ability to expand the play and run, but just the proper techniques on being able to deliver the ball.
And when you said foundation and go back to the basically the root of building a quarterback up, quarterback is not something that you just randomly jump into.
No.
So the base of a quarterback for you, and just in your experience, I've had other coaches who've coached quarterback as well. But in your experience, what are some of the foundational pillars that you need to have when you're younger, like so that you can build on this as you grow older?
Well, it starts at the feet work. So that's an essential thing that as a quarterback developed myself, we have to go over feet work. Like that's base level, So that's pretty much everything else is predicated off your feet work.
Yeah.
So you can't even deliver the ball if you don't get no space and stuff like that. That's a key thing.
And if you're an aspiring quarterback, let's say you're in the 7th, 8th grade, and let's say it's a parent, what are some things? Because everybody plays. When we go on the street playing ball, everybody want to play quarterback. But everybody can't be a quarterback.
No, for sure.
And so what are some things, even like, because you're in the training space now.
Yep.
What are some things that you may tell a parent when it's like, I'm not saying that they can't play quarterback, but they may be better at another position? What are some things that you notice when you're like, quarterback, we're not saying you can't play football. It's just this specific position may not be, what you're looking at.
Again, it's an opportunity. So I don't say what you can and can't do, right? Because then you turn around years later and you get a Michael Jordan story and you the butt of the joke, basically.
Right.
So I look at it as an opportunity. I'm a quarterback developer, right? So I don't look at a quarterback coming to me as a finished product.
Correct.
Right. So I'll be truthful about saying, hey, this journey will take a little while longer versus somebody that maybe comes to me more polished, right?
Yeah.
So I access it and I attack it in a totality and a holistic way.
So then, holistically speaking,
yeah.
Because that's tough.
Yeah, not for sure.
How do you translate that to a kid, a student?
So communicate it to them?
Yeah.
It's more so of a conversation that I would have with the parent first,
Okay.
right? And then, it'll trickle down to where the kids like, I'll assess first, I don't, it's not a money grab for me. So it's passion, right? So when I communicate, it's honesty.
Yeah.
It's not like,
yeah.
Hey, go ahead, still come to me every day. And then,
I'm gonna take that money.
Yeah. So it's more so like, hey, look, this is what we need to work on.
Yeah.
And as the progression goes, each session or each time we circle back around, right? We'll see how much he grows, right?
Yeah.
And how fast he can process. Because that's really what quarterback position is.
Yeah.
How fast you can process,
yeah.
right? Yep.
And I want to get into that too, because when we're talking about being a student athlete, like I always get on people when even they criticize a student and say that he or she can't learn or they're having problems in class.
Yeah.
But then you see that they're a phenomenal athlete.
Yeah.
And so it may not be so much how they are performing, but more so how they intake the information from coach. You get what I'm saying?
How it's being taught.
And even in class.
Yep. Yeah. How it's being taught versus what's being taught.
Exactly.
If they're able to do, you do one thing how you do all things. Right. So if they're able to process X's and O's, same as breaking down algebra, it's just about
thank you.
How you
I say it all the time. Like, so
Definitely.
For example, give me a play in your offense that you like.
Yep.
If you give me that play, that's a foreign language to me.
Definitely.
I don't know it.
No
different than Spanish.
No,
so if you can learn a play and be able to execute it, you can learn Spanish.
That's
if you just take your time and practice with it. You know what I mean? Because it's all a language. So now talk to us about the culture right now, man. Like, so when we see 7-on-7, is it you're a person who's been around the game enough to know 7-on-7 is a very small part of practice. 15 minutes. If you're lucky. You know what I'm saying? But now it's turned into a phenomenon.
Yeah.
How do you see that impacting the game?
Well, I mean, I think it's grown its own legs all the way to the fact of flag football has grown its own legs as well. So like, and I respect it as far as it's still a portion of the game.
Yeah.
It's something that the quarterback can really benefit from.
Okay.
Right. So I
know.
Well,
screen went black. Can y'all hear me? Tell me if you can hear me. Still keep talking to me, coach. I can hear you.
Yeah, but hopefully we come back live.
What happened? Oh no.
You shut it off?
No, it ain't shut off.
Okay.
This camera shut down.
Oh Lord.
Oh no.
Is it charged?
Yeah.
We was rolling, man. We was rolling.
Manish on the beach, all of my ops say that. do they gas me up? Where does it go? My head. How much I got? A lot. Don't even care. I won't. They didn't try me, do like Bryson. Pussy ass nigga, don't. Can I forgive? I can't. What do I need? Some hit. Where's the beef? It's cold. Where's the boy? You don't even recognize none of these things at the top of the charts. I look. Am I upset a bit?
Yep.
That's when you drop
We good?
shit.
Gotta slide in just a little bit.
This way?
No, just this way. Come towards this.
Oh, it is right here.
Yeah. So now we just facing that camera.
Yes,
On the
sir.
left, that one. All right, we back to it. You can bring that to you.
This one right here.
Yep. Let's just make sure I'm in the shot. Jesus, I done cut myself out.
Yeah, we just rolling. Ain't nothing but pick it back up though.
We in the shot.
Good.
All right. There we go. We in the shot. We back in the groove.
There we go.
Now, all right, cool. I'm glad there's a slight delay right here. But so we were talking about the culture, 7-on, all that good stuff,
Yeah.
how that looks, how that works.
Yeah.
So how does it fit? Are the kids going too crazy on it?
Yeah.
What is it? As a quarterback coach,
Yep.
habits that you see that's like cringeworthy.
Yeah.
But I know you said they're work on, so that ain't your,
Yeah.
ain't your
So,
vibe.
yeah.
But
Me.
you know, if you was watching film with you, be like, yo, what is he doing? Like,
Yeah.
so tell me about what you see as a quarterback when it comes down to the culture of 707.
I see some areas that could be improved, right? So
Mhm.
that's opportunity. But again, you know, it's places that it's things that that I see are positive, right? As
Mhm.
far as quarterbacks, they're getting as far as reps.
Yeah.
They're getting reps that you can't replicate in the classroom,
Yeah.
right? So you getting off-season reps, whereas back in the day we didn't have that.
Right.
So,
right.
you know, those experiences are irreplaceable or something. So it's things that could be improved on though, as far as, you know, just the structural part of it, like not just out there just running plays, more
Mhm.
so if we're out here, we focusing on timing.
Let's get that work.
Yeah, like we're
Mhm.
focusing on actual things that can improve our timing and things that will be that's a vital part to being successful and running the plays when you get into full season.
Mhm. Now that you've gone through the process yourself,
Yeah.
and you see now that these students now, it's a lot different than when we played.
Yeah,
It's a lot. The process is a lot different.
way different. Yeah.
But there's still core pieces to the game that need to be taught. And I mean, when I talk about the recruiting game, you still got to have your grades.
definitely,
Still got to be high character.
Yep.
Still got to be able to perform on the field.
definitely.
One position that there's not a lot of on the field is kickers, quarterbacks.
Yep.
How do you make sure you're in a quarterback room when it's time for recruiting?
The facts are it is a members only type. You know, it's a members only type field.
Mhm.
I mean, it's one of you. You touch the ball every play. You in the center,
Mhm.
right? So just understanding that component of it. You just kind of got to prep, right? It's not
Mhm.
one of the things by chance or kind of like receiver where you got these certain makeups of like, oh, you tall or you fast. So, you
Mhm.
know, we can kind of plug and play because
Mhm.
it's 4 of you guys potentially on the field.
Mhm.
Or running backs where it's a stable, right?
Yeah.
Or a lineman where there's 5. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So it's just, again, it's one of those members only where you kind of gotta prep yourself, do the
Mhm.
proper preparation,
Mhm.
right? And I mean, just stack your days and grind, and then you know, do the key essential part. So just align yourself with resources that can help you and get you ahead of the curve.
Mhm. How much did you study when you were playing? How much did you stay in that book?
So I was blessed with like a lot of great coaches.
Mhm.
So, you know, that's where I'm able to have that knowledge, right?
Mhm.
So, you know, even however my career shaped out,
Mhm.
I have a wealth of knowledge that I can just pour into kids where, you know, like I said, from Petrinos to the Chris Hicksons to the trainers that I had, Anthony Boone's or however, you know, the list goes on, right? Yeah, it's just yeah. So I studied a great bit, but it was also the fundamentals, the stuff that, you know, I see that, you know, a kid could improve on. I was blessed to be able to gain that knowledge from my experiences and my coaches.
Can you teach poise? So like you see some quarterbacks, you can see them get in their head even during the game. On all levels. Not just high school or middle school. Can you teach poise? Like, or is that something that you either got it or you don't?
Yeah. That's a tricky question, but because I mean it's a split between a characteristic and or a skill, right? So it's like a split, like because you know you could kind of, you know, I tell all my quarterbacks, read the room, right? Because again, you're an extension of a coach on the field, but like, you know, it's something that you can practice to improve. Put it that way, right? But you know, as far as like your characteristic, like if you're a hothead, and you know, it's gonna be, that's one of those traits that, you know, if I get them in high school, they've been going through about 16, 15 years of being a hothead.
That's who they are.
You kind of not quite where they are, but it's kind of like it's gonna be a lot of decoding to get them to where, all right, like you're able to galvanize and lead these troops without blowing or exposing or exploding, right?
How do you put your quarterback room into that mindset? Like, so, because everybody's coming from different avenues of how they were taught.
Yeah.
But then now they come into your quarterback room. Yeah. What's the first thing that they got to know, like when they come in and you're like, yo, this is number one rule. What is that?
I lead by example, right? So we set a standard. And I mean, I don't come from a dictatorship as far as like, hey, this is, you know, but it's respect, right? So we build a rapport first, and then it's expectation. After we build, right, and it's standard and it's expectation. It's a mutual assured agreement, right? So you want to be successful, right?
Yeah,
I'm here to aid you in that.
Yeah.
So then now we you know, it's more so of like we both have a standard. Yeah. We both know where the floor is, and then we trying to you know, go beyond the ceiling.
Yeah, yeah. And I like that because every kid comes to you different.
Yeah, exactly.
And nobody's coming with the same skill level.
There we go.
But we got to get everybody to the ability to be able to perform on Friday night.
That's definitely.
Now, how do you keep your quarterbacks from watching what they see on TV and then coming in and performing those same things, and you're like, nah, you ain't ready for that
yet? Yeah, nah, definitely. I mean, hey, look, the game is meant to be fun, right? So prove me wrong. Yeah. I'll tell you though. I'll be like, hey, look, that's out your bag. That ain't it, man. But if not, go ahead and show me. We can indulge in after practice or in trainings that we got spare time, but we got to get the fundamentals right first before we can, you know, expand and do all the Pat Mahomes tricks.
Yeah.
You know,
before we start doing what you see on Madden.
Yeah. Gotta get the fundamentals right first. Then you get that right a couple times, then we can, you know.
In the route tree, I had a quarterback that could not throw a corner to save his life because he couldn't anticipate the break. He had to see it open rather than throw it to a spot, let the receiver go underneath it and get it. What are some of the routes that you say should be in the holster where, hey, man, if you're trying to get recruited, you got to be able to throw this. Now, we can work on certain other routes, but these are the routes that you got to be able to hit.
All of them. All of them. Okay. Kind of circle back to what you said, like just this day and age, like, you know, the climate of college sports and trying to get recruited, man, it's a members only and it's serious. Like from the pay to you know, just I mean, just all the above, man. You want to be able to be prepared So you got it should be no chinks in the armor. So you
Mhm.
should be tightening up all those just because they're planning on extending years for college
Mhm.
kids, and again, it's only one quarterback
Mhm.
on the field.
Mhm.
So you just got to think about what's my chances if I can't hit that corner route.
Mhm. Yeah.
So
yeah.
let's just go ahead and rep this and become muscle memory,
Mhm.
and try to.
Did you have any complimentary sports? Were you a baseball guy, or did you hoop or track or anything like that?
Yeah, I played all sports.
Say that again for the audience. You what?
Played all sports.
Oh, okay. All right.
And by all sports, I mean basketball, baseball.
Mhm.
So and then I started to focus on football as far as like when I noticed, all right, this is my sport.
Mhm.
This is what
Mhm.
God gifted me
Mhm.
an arm to be able to throw. I came out my mama womb, right? So I just
She said, "This is what I do."
Yeah. So I just went with that. But in high school, I definitely played all sports.
So then, is there? Do you talk to your players that you train about like, hey, you should be training to perfect your craft, but then
Definitely.
you shouldn't abort other sports as well. Like, so because I've seen parents where they're like, my son is a QB or my son is a receiver, he's a DB. We get in the trainer, we getting in the weight room, and then that's it.
Yeah.
And as a coach myself, I'm like, no, I hate to see it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it's an addition to. So even if you have a trainer for position-specific things, that's in addition to whatever else you're doing.
Yeah.
How do you feel about kids in that position that, they may specialize, but there are complementary things that they could do that can assist even when it comes down to their football season?
Yeah, yeah. If we cross paths, I'm always encourage other sports.
Mhm.
I would. It just doesn't benefit just being one track minded on one sport.
Yeah.
Until you start to get closer to that next level.
Yeah.
And, especially early on, especially from the quarterback position, it's always been said the most athletic player on the field should be the quarterback, right?
Mhm.
So you got to play other sports to gain that athleticism.
Yeah. How did baseball assist? Because I've had a baseball player that we could not coach him to actually throw the football as accurate as he did the baseball. Like, we couldn't get him there. He tried his hardest too. He got a trainer, we had practice, we made sure he had the reps.
Yeah.
But he was just wired for that for that baseball throw.
Where is he at now?
He's a baseball player.
I was about to say, send him my way. I got
No, he's in college now playing ball.
That's good.
We
Shout out to him.
We couldn't break him. And then when he got his trainer, maybe his trainer was trash. I don't know. We couldn't break him,
No
bro.
comment.
And then, so it was just one of those things where I always wonder, like, is it sometimes when there's a difference throwing that ball that you can't break it? Like, he was a pitcher.
Yeah.
And he had pitched from when he was like 7, 8 years old.
Yeah.
Didn't pick up football until JV sophomore year.
Okay.
And by that time, like, his dad wanted him to do it because he had grown to about 6'4", 6'5".
Yeah.
And he's like, I need him to at least try.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And he was trying as hard as he come to practice. He had the footwork, but his arm, it just didn't. His trajectory was always low. It was everything sunk when he was throwing. And it was like, man, he would throw a post, it would sink. Sometimes we would wonder, like, how the hell are you doing that? It would get right over the line and then drop.
To be honest, though, just off, I'm
Let's talk about
passionate.
it. Yeah.
So he probably was going over the mountaintop. So versus a quarterback and a pitcher, a lot of it is the same, but the tail end of it is different. To where a pitcher, they finish going off downhill. A quarterback should finish balanced.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So a lot of time when you see the ball die, that's from repetition of going over the top of the mountain. That's what I refer to as. And I'm top heavy, and I'm leaning. My weight's going over my lead leg.
So I ain't gonna say your name because then that's gonna automatically tell who your trainer was. But clearly, your trainer wasn't thorough enough because you couldn't get it right. But you playing baseball in college, so God bless you.
Man, shout out to you. Shout out to you.
So talk to me a little bit about even camp culture, because one of the things for those who are watching for this camp, my goal is to make sure we have the quarterback room limited.
Yeah,
because there's only one quarterback. You can only get so many throws in a camp. So our goal is to have like roughly about 16 quarterbacks at the max.
Yeah.
When you're a kid and you're going to a Wake Forest camp, NC State camp, a Duke camp, and there's a slew of them.
Yeah, it's probably like 4 or 5 lines.
Yeah. How do I get in? How do I get seen? You know what I'm saying? What do I do to push my way in? Or how do I get people to see that I can throw this rock?
Yeah. At that point, you know, the old method was skip the line, right? Jump the line. Being truthful.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not more so just making your reps count, you know, being efficient when you do get the reps, right? It's all muscle memory. So, you know, again, that's what I was saying as far as repping those things out. So I'm not going to have 3-4 chances to throw that hitch or that 10-yard out. So I have to be concise when I do get that rep.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just, I mean, repping it out and making sure when you do get the chance that, you know, you maximizing it. So if you got 3 throws, then you maximizing those 3 throws.
How do you build confidence to keep a quarterback from having happy feet? Because, you know, I can coach a lot of positions on the field, but I do feel like quarterback is something that you got to be in that pocket to understand what that type of heat feels like.
Yeah, that's experience too.
Yeah,
that's experience. Like that's experience.
Yeah.
Like I could, you know, liven them up in practice. You know, you know, I can replicate a couple drills with like, you know, little bags and stuff like that, hit you in your chest or something like that when you got shoulder pads on. But like, you know, nothing gonna relate to that at 290
bullets.
Yeah, 290 pound D-line breathing that.
Yeah.
So, you know, whether we gotta just give you reps of live fire as far as a blitz section, right? So where you may not know it, but everybody on the coaching staff know we about to blitz you. Yeah. You gotta get the ball out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So.
What is the next play mentality? People talk about it. And if you could give a quarterback that you've even idolized growing up, that was like, this is my guy. What does next play up look like in a quarterback?
That's a great question. You know, just because you gotta have it, right? That's the part of being composed. And you know, I can kind of, you know, have a sense of understanding of like, you know, if you do throw that pick and you know, you like, dang, that ended the game. You gotta wait till you gotta wait a whole another 7 days, you know, versus basketball where you
right back at it on Tuesday, Wednesday.
Even baseball, like, you know, they have a slew full of games. So I mean, I kind of can understand, but then that's a part of like that's where I think the mind frame of having that opportunity, you know, that mind frame of like being optimistic, like as far as like I got an opportunity, so I gotta deep dive in correcting my errors. So I gotta make sure that I fine tune those little things that made me have a mistake.
Yeah. Now you're answering the questions so on point and politically correct that I got to dive into your personal experience as a QB.
Go ahead.
When was a time when you was like, yo, man, y'all effing up. You got to get it together. Like, and you know that it wasn't you. Like, when you in a game and you're the quarterback, you trying to distribute the ball.
Yeah. And
you got receivers that ain't where they supposed to be and all that. When was that moment?
Yeah.
And then how did you handle it as a QB where somebody can, you know, learn from that opportunity of like, yeah, don't talk bad to your O-line or don't talk bad to your receivers. But when was your moment when you was like, man, they fucking up out here?
I mean, that's accountability. So I can recall a game in Livingstone where that happened. But I mean, all just aside, like I built that rapport to where I could, right? So it's just building as far as it wasn't a dictatorship. It's the same thing it's the same methods that I carry into coaching now, right? It's not just do this. It's like, hey, I sense I was able to gain trust from a respect from the guys to where through hard work, through, you know, repping out, you know, hot days and that extra work as far as putting in extra work. But yeah, it was a process as far as getting that. So.
Was there a time when you looked at the coach, got the call, and was like, "Nah, we ain't doing that"?
A lot of times.
And how often were you praised for the right decision?
Yeah.
And then how often was you pulled into the coach's office for the wrong one?
Earlier on, man, it was a process, but again, I was able to learn from great coaches to where once we build a rapport, they would give me keys to the ship. So it was kind of a trust factor to where I have a option of checking out a play and getting us into a better play.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was one of those things of reading the defense, being able to dissect those schemes.
Young quarterback right now, he's trying to figure out how to dissect a defense. How do you train his eyes? Like, so what is he looking at? What does a young quarterback who, when the bullets start flying and people start moving, how does he train his eyes to know or focus on what you're teaching him to focus on?
Just muscle memory, man. It's first you got to be able to be disciplined, right? A form of discipline, but after that case of just muscle memory and repping those things out. So even in training, like we do sight adjustment. So we go from we even though it may just be one receiver out there. You imagine that second receiver and you imagine reading how to low and that defender being out there. So we just work sight adjustment and stuff like that.
Okay. Now, because the quarterbacks get the blame when you lose, usually the quarterbacks are the one. Like he had a terrible game or his completion rate wasn't where it needed to be, drops, The mental side of the game as a quarterback, how do you, because you, like we just discussed, you don't have a game Tuesday, then you turn around, you might be playing Thursday, and then everybody forget what happened on Tuesday.
No.
It's talked about from Friday to Friday
until
next time you out there.
Yeah, definitely.
How do you teach, or even from your personal experience, how did you get up from those moments? Like I had one quarterback I coached. He's like, "Coach, I just sit in a room with the curtains closed, like until I can get back right."
So good.
Yeah, but how do you teach the kids that stay out of the media?
Yeah,
don't take that stuff to heart, because the one thing, and I've don't nobody who's watching this get pissed off, but I've always said, the high school OT forums to me are tough because you're talking about kids and they can see it.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying? Like, and so how do you teach them at this age to, when everything is social media, to dismiss that?
I mean, granted, right? I'm not far removed, but I haven't grown up in this era to where every time I get on my phone, I'm gonna see it, right? So I was in that point. You kind of got to have an understanding of it's just different, right? But, at the end of the day, same thing. I always circle it back to opportunity, right? So, just focusing on the finite details of getting it right, right? So, you might have to shut off your phone, or you might have to put it on silent, or might have to, some of the better quarterbacks, they completely log out of their social media during the season because they know, the media is coming, right? So, if you're one of those that, have to see it and it bothers you a little bit more, then just understanding yourself and understanding that, hey, look, man, I got to focus on this playbook. I got to focus, dissect this defense that I'm about to go against. They watch film of whatever errors or whatever areas that I need to improve on, or I did great. So I got to be ahead of that curve and, preparing.
When is it? Because, okay, we got the critics and you figure, all right, I'm getting myself together, picking myself up off. I'm ready to go in, and I'm going into my second game and things may not be that great. When do you as a coach either A, let them work it through, or B, hey, come on, man, we got to pull you?
It's one of those things of, I'm going to let you see it through. You know what I'm saying? I gotta let you grow in your space, but like not to the detriment of the team. Okay. Not to if I see we got a chance and we fighting and you still have us in the game, then we're good.
Okay.
We need a spark. Then we gotta make some change.
Yeah,
we gotta make some change.
Yeah. Some got to shake.
Yeah.
Because I remember I had not a young quarterback. I had 2 seniors.
Uh-oh.
My first senior got injured in the game. Second senior came back, and I was telling him, "Hey man, I just need you to hit the seam right on the hash. Just hit it. It's open every time."
Mm-hmm.
And the safety's biting on all the run. He's an aggressive safety. It's going to be open.
Yeah.
And first time he threw the ball outside the hash over the numbers,
Yeah.
pick, corner sitting.
Oh,
man.
Lord.
We ran the play again. And I'm like, I worked it through with him. I told him what happened.
Yeah.
And he threw it again.
Wow,
Pick
man.
to the corner because the corner's sitting there. I'm like, nah, man, you got to put this on the rope.
Yeah.
It's right there.
As soon as you clear linebackers.
I showed him on the sideline on huddle assist. I showed him like, see it right? Yeah, I see it. A third time.
Yeah.
So then now I had parents and all that, or mom. Well, parents was pissed off. I gave him 3 shots.
Yeah.
Mom was mad when I pulled him.
Yeah.
But I'm like, how many times am I going to give you to miss this exact throw that's open 3 times out of 3 times? You know, so that's why I asked a coach who we didn't specifically have a quarterback coach. So if we're talking about a quarterback coach, if he throws that twice and he's not listening, do you pull him or do you let him keep going to that third time?
Again, that was it. Was it a detriment like to the y'all? I imagine y'all end up.
Shit, we lost. Coach.
Yeah.
Like it was one of them things where like we needed that play to hit.
Yeah.
Like, you know, we would fight, running, doing other things, but that play was the home run that you need to break another team's back.
Yeah.
And he threw the pick for the loss.
Yeah, we were repping that out next week. Yeah, we were repping. So it's all get tired.
Bet. How much does the quarterback, I won't say run the locker room, but how much is his presence important in the locker room as far as just, you know, demeanor, character, cadence, like, you know, because there's some quiet quarterbacks that don't really speak that much, but they a dog on the field.
Yeah. How
much does your QB really impact, you know, the culture inside, like even just the locker room?
Man, they're essential, man. They like, I want to say the heartbeat, but you know, they're vital organs. Let me put it that way. Like they are vital. Like, you know, sometimes you may have a offense that's ran through the running back, right? But at the end of the day, only your quarterback and your center is going to touch the ball.
Right.
Every play. so yeah, he could be, you know, he could be the quiet one or he could be your second or third best player on but at the end of the day, he's still going to touch that ball every play. So, you know, just being able to galvanize the troops regardless of however it goes, that's it. Yeah. It's a must. It's kind of like one of those things where you can't bypass it.
Yeah, definitely. Now, for college, let's just talk about college a little bit because this is where a lot of the kids aspire to go. How much opportunity for error did you have?
What do you mean in college?
In college, like so when you're the QB, you know you get a little bit more leniency in high school.
Yeah,
but in college, you know, is your reps counted to where the efficiency and all that? Like, how do they decide who's going on that field Saturday versus who's not?
I mean, it's predicated on what you do throughout the week. And then, like, you know, versus in high school, you get to the coaches that this is their living. You know what I'm saying? So versus in high school, it's kind of like, you know, they teach and, you know, plus ones type deal. But so they're going to count your reps. You're just going to be based off what you show in practice. So, you know, and it's a fast-paced practice because they got to get back home to their kids. Yeah. So it's going to be predicated on, like, not just the reps that you're doing there, but the reps you're doing away from home. Just because, again, it's gonna seem just like camp all over to where I got 4 throws and I gotta execute these 4 throws to beat out the starter who had 10. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Or even if you know what I'm saying. So it's just that.
What suggestion do you give for taking care of your body? Like I have a picture of my quarterback where, you know, he didn't ice his arm after practice. He just thought I'm that guy. And then in one of our games, bloop, he just threw it and the arm just
popped out.
Yeah, he couldn't get it back.
Yeah.
So what ways can young folks understand on like how to treat your body, how to take care of that arm? Because if you're right-handed, then 9 times out of 10, that's your dominant arm. That's what you throw with. You only got one. So how do you take care of that?
Proper preparation. So the same way as you, it starts with mechanics, and then, warming up the right way. But then also once you get done with throwing, being able to be responsible enough to say, all right, I got to ice, I got to stretch, and I got to use, I got to go through the proper rehab and stuff like that. So whether it's resistant bands, whether it's plyo balls, or whatever, is needed, then, you just got to take accountability as far as understanding, like, this is what, this is what's going to get me where I want to go. And receivers, they got 2 of them. Running backs got 2 of them. But me, I got 1. So I got to make sure I value this thing. Yeah. That's my arm.
Yeah. When you talk about like going to rehab, or like for those that don't know, and let's say you're just watching for the first time, there's time in college where you got to go see the trainer before and after practice.
Yeah.
When you don't have that trainer, because high school it's a lot different.
Definitely.
When you don't have that, what would be a solid routine for like after practice or after games for a quarterback for rehab, just that they can do?
Icing and also resistant bands. So I implement that in like the development. That I make sure you guys, any of my quarterbacks, as soon as they leave in the field, hey, ice. You know what I'm saying? All the way to, that's kind of like a mandatory thing at the high school I'm at as well. Like we warm up efficiently. We use plyo balls to warm up our arm, and then we go through resistant bands. So you're strengthening those small little muscles that you won't get from just lifting weights, right? And then just going through icing, and then making sure that inflammation is, brought down, bringing down ice.
Let's switch gears to training and a little bit. Because parents watch the podcast a lot, and I always like to give trusted opinions from people that I know are in it and doing it.
Yeah.
What makes a good trainer? Like, so if I'm a parent and I'm watching, what are some flags where I should be like, oh, I might not need to have my son with this type of trainer? And I'm not saying it to any specific trainer. I'm saying in general, if I'm watching my son play this ball, or even my daughter, because with flag right now, it could be a young lady as well.
Yeah.
But what developmental things do I need to see to know I'm in the right place?
I mean, everything is, relative to what you're sorting out to get, right?
I'm trying to play. My kid want to play. How do I know he with the right guy? There's a million of them trying to take everybody's money.
No, for sure.
He's with the right guy?
I mean, at the end of the day, you're gonna want to see results.
Yeah.
Right. So that's really what it's all gonna come down to. It's gonna be results. Are you getting what you asked for at your trainer? And that's the same thing. You're asking for a service, and if it's provided, then you're with the right person.
Yeah.
But if it's not, you'll kind of see the reading on the walls as far as like how the interaction goes. Don't ignore signs. As far as like, does it feel like I'm kind of getting shorted, or does it feel like, I'm at home and I'm at peace, and I'm on the way, like not instant gratification, not instant oatmeal, right?
Right.
But it's like, okay, I can see promise, I can see progression, right? So,
So now with the progression, hold on, I'm sorry, I was looking at seeing if there was any questions. So with the progression part, I'm only being careful because I don't want to offend nobody. I know how y'all be trying to hit me up like, Block, and we knew who you was talking about. No, I'm not talking about anybody specifically. But, like programming. When you're building a student athlete and they're doing like group training versus the one-on-one training.
Yeah.
When you get a program, what are some key blocks that need to be in there to see if they're getting if they're getting what they like? So, hey, we're focusing on this today. We're focusing on that today. Like, so build a quarterback from ground zero. What would that look like?
It would be hard to do from group. right? So that'll kind of be tough, right? But you go through individual just to assess where they're at, right? So and then sometimes that ground zero would be needed to be assessed, but then after that, like I say, the fundamentals is feet work. So you got to be able to build from the ground up with feet work.
Gotcha.
So before you're able to deliver the ball, you're delivering. You're able to drop back, punch step, whichever way you did.
If you had the ability right now to just say what you feel, politically correct though, I ain't gonna ask you to go renegade now. Politically correct, because I love your demeanor. I think I need to be around you more so it can rub off on me, because I'm the exact opposite. I'm Coach Crash Out.
Crash out.
I'm Coach Crash Out. I'm gonna crash out. But if you can right now, like just speak to the game, right? As a quarterback, as a person who's loved it, who's played it. Before we get you out of here, because we done had hiccups and mistakes and everything. This man done been down here for quite some time. But we're finishing on a good note. What is the ode to football where you could say this game has done for you or has given you, like, what would be your letter to the game that you would hand to another person, a young person?
Wow, that's a great question. The game taught me being persistent, right? Resilience as far as the trials, the triumphs that you go through, right? Because you're not gonna win it all, right? Not every time. It taught me effort. You get out. You're gonna get out this game whatever you put in. Never gonna be by chance. Too many variables for it to be by chance. Right. So the game is something that I love dearly, right? So that's where my passion comes from. It allows me to be myself, but it also helps me become an even better person as far as the work ethic that you put in. Sweat equity. So you see what you put in, right? So man, it's a game that's only rewarding to the hard work.
Because if you skate, you're gonna get exposed eventually.
Nah, definitely. And it always catches up to you. So you can't circumvent the process. You gotta grind it out. You gotta stay the course. Then you'll get and it may or may not be the fruits of the labor that you desire, but you will see the fruits of your labor. Again, that kind of backtrack to what you were saying as far as the trainer, right? Like if you see progression, then then you're at home. You got. But if you don't, then you might want to switch up. Call you. Yeah, there we go. I'll call me.
So with that, give up some information on how we get in contact with you and how people can sign up for training. Because I seen you just posted recently that you're opening up. Right?
Definitely. June sessions is open up. You can reach out to me on Instagram, NC Coach Reg 10, NC Quarterback Coach Reg 10 on Instagram. And then also you can give me a call or text at 252-266-7122, and or you can email me at rlgspinnersacademy@gmail.com.
And you can sign up for camp and be one of the 16. Coach, as long as the little one is not on the way, Coach will be there. We're crossing our fingers that everybody holds off until the day after.
My baby quarterback on the way, man.
So we just need him to hold off to the day after. We need him on the 28th. So make sure you lock in. Right now, registration will be open, so you can go to firstandgoal365.com. You can click on the camp button. It's going to take you to the registration. All you got to do is just go ahead and fill that out. We have a ton more that we're going to be talking about when it comes down to mental health and health and wellness just in general, when it comes down to being able to perform this game, because not everybody can handle the mental side of athletics. It's a lot of pressure. So we have that coming up. Then also I have a counselor coming up by the name of Brooke Kearney. She's going to be talking to you all about how detrimental it is to have good grades early in the game, because one F or one D, even your freshman year, can affect you when you're a senior. So we want to make sure we're scrubbing over transcripts and report cards so that you are academically ready for the opportunities that Coach keeps talking about. You can't get the opportunity if you can't get the grades right. And then also we'll be talking with DeMonte McKenzie, who will be handling the strength and conditioning side, because we will be in the weight room at this camp. So I need y'all to understand, we're going to be underneath some weights. We're going to do some deadlifting and some bench pressing, all right? And a lot of other drills as well. So please keep it locked to the First and Goal 365 podcast, because we'll have more interviews like this as we get closer to the date of June 27th at Riverside High School. We're under the lights from 5 to 9. All right. So have a good night. Everybody be safe. Peace. Man, it took a long time, but we got to it. No problem, man. Appreciate you. Thank you for your time, man. And like I said, I'm trying to connect all the coaches. Please by group text. Okay. Yeah, and I'm going to see Boone on Sunday. Okay. He's at he running late. Yeah. He said he might stop through the camp too. I told him definitely. Yeah. So I feel like I made it when I got guys like y'all. Yeah. I'm so glad. Yeah, I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna shut all this stuff down. All right. You have a good week. You too.
Bull City, stand up. The 919 has talent, and now it's time to prove it. The First and Goal 365 Showcase is coming to Riverside High School on June 27th. And this is not just another camp. This is where you get tested, get evaluated, and get verified. No politics, just opportunity. Parents, we got you too. We're bringing a free parent recruiting seminar to help families understand the process, ask the right questions, and get real information about what it takes to move from high school football to the next level. And yes, college coaches will be in attendance. Early bird registration is only $99, but it goes up to $125 at the door. So don't wait until it's too late. If you're a player in Durham, Raleigh, the Triangle, or anywhere in North Carolina trying to get seen, this is your moment. The Bull City Classic presents the First and Goal 365 Showcase.